There's a conversation I wish I had with a dear friend who recently passed away, a former mentee of mine, an agent who eventually came to the Wolfpack, not even in my organization. However, there's one thing that I wish I would have talked to her about as she transitioned over with her team that I didn't. And so today I'm going to have that conversation with you, and I'm going to tell you things that probably could make a major difference and a life-changing difference, not only for you, but for your legacy, for those family members, for those loved ones that will come after you, that will be here after you. And the truth is, it's an opportunity that if you're at a cloud-based brokerage that has revenue share or a brokerage that has profit share, that you would have the access to do. And one decision and one mention of this, if I would have mentioned this to my friend Nicole prior to her passing unexpectedly at the age of 33, I would have felt a lot different at her service, talking to her family, meeting her family, because honestly, I dropped the ball. So we're going to talk about that. A little bit different than normal, but we're going to dive into it. What's up, guys? I'm Jeremy Kane with the Real Estate Agent Playbook and the Wolfpack at eXp Realty. I help agents scale their business, scale their incomes, and build long-term wealth in real estate. I do it for my clients. I do it for the agents in my organization, and I'm going to do it for you today because this is about legacy. This is about the opportunity to do one or two small things right now that could be a rallying cry for the people that love you the most in your industry and your real estate group to help your legacy carry on forever. So this is a little bit different than normal. I usually put out information on how to scale your business organically, but we're going to talk about this because it's so important to me, and it's something that I regret not having a conversation with my good friend Nicole prior to her passing. So let's start here. Reality of loss is something that we think about often. As people who attend funerals and services and celebrations of life, oftentimes we're there, right? We're in it, we're sad. And what so many people who have gone through losing someone in their household or someone that's in their daily life is, yes, it's all great. The outpouring's great, the meals, the flowers, the support, right? But every single one of them has mentioned to me at some point what happens in the weeks that follow. What happens when people get back to their day-to-day, and what does that look like for me? And so for the ones left behind that are in that day-to-day are the primary family members and friends of this individual that's no longer with us. That void is permanent. So what can we do to build a legacy? Yes, I've had friends that have had siblings pass away and kiddos, unfortunately, and all the things far too soon. And they build scholarship foundations and different, charitable organizations in the name of this, in the name of that. And that is great. And that does carry along a legacy, but it is a lot of work. And it's a lot of work for the person that has experienced that loss. Sometimes it's healing. Sometimes it makes sense. But for agents in a cloud-based system where there's multi-level, pieces to our system at eXp Realty through RevShare or the other ones, right? No matter where you're at, if you have the ability to create, income that is residual, that can come in, that can build upon itself, and most importantly is willable, then please do that, right? Just one agent matters. If, my friend Nicole would have been talked to by me probably as somebody who was her friend and came into the business. And I mean, we've talked about growing an organization and all the things, especially with co-sponsorship, because she was sponsored under a good friend of mine, Chris Caldwell, who's in the Wolfpack, but not necessarily my organization. But if I would have had that conversation, go get one or two agents, right? Bring a friend over. Find that new agent that, needs all the support and everything that we offer, and bringing them into the organization, right? They could be a launch pad for, we were at Nicole's service. There was 12 of us standing around that were all at eXp, that all just felt so terribly. But think about if just one of those agents was under Nicole and her organization, and now through the power of co-sponsorship and all the things at EXP, regardless of what organization they were in at the brokerage, what if we all intertwined 1 or 2 or 5 agents into her organization, that then one of the family members has 18 months to get their real estate license, get licensed, and they would come into a situation where, there's residual income being built. And I promise you that every single person that took the time out of their day to go to that service that was in the Wolfpack, was at EXP, or in general, would step back and consider, hey, maybe I should, throw Nicole's organization a co-sponsorship or a sponsorship role, depending on the situation, and think about the power of that. Think about the power of her nieces and nephews who are there, who are young, building up an income, right? That now these agents that are in there are on board, and, every agent that they bring on also that closes a deal, contributes to that legacy. And the legacy could really be a launch pad. And a lot of people come into, these cloud-based revenue share models and they're like, I don't want to recruit. I just want to sell. I love the tools, all the things that you offer. But I'm here to tell you, get 1 or 2 agents, because it would be a lot easier. Yes, Nicole's sibling could slide into her, position at the company, although there's no revenue share being traded there, so it's not going to be as turnkey as it could be. We also have to wait for them to get their license and then start building. However, if there was an agent at the company, yes, they're not going to earn the revenue share until they're licensed and in that spot, but they could hold their license, never sell a house in their life, never recruit an agent in their life. But if we're building the tiers as people who are drastically impacted by her passing, think about the power of that. Think about her, 7 and 5-year-old nephew and niece that, could have a full college education or could have the ability to, buy a house later in life because of that rallying around that legacy. And sitting in that celebration of life the other day, it was like, dang it, why didn't I tell her? Right? She was 33, completely unexpected. If I would have told her to get 1 agent, I'd already have given, that agent a couple more agents to help start that and streamline that and introduce that idea to her colleagues. And it's not to say that we can't do this in a roundabout way, but if we're doing it naturally and the agents that she brings on are winning by bringing other agents on and it naturally grows, could be, $5,000, it could be $5 million. You never know when that next agent is going to take off and be an attractor. But it's not possible if you don't start with 1 or 2 agents and have those people and, bring them into the culture. It just is not possible to, really launch this in a way that would be seamless and a way to honor, the person that passed. So it's not about my downline. Nicole wasn't even in my organization. However, the eye-opening experience of, sorry for your loss, having that conversation with the families, that kind of thing. But if I could have said, hey, look, I have a plan. It's not going to cost anyone any money, right? Yes, a license and I'll pay for it, whatever that looks like. But her brother or her sister or her brother-in-law or whoever could slide into that role, and we're going to build this up. This community that's here, we're going to rally around. We have opportunities within different, lines that, we can really help build this up. Had that been an opportunity, had that been a conversation, it absolutely would have changed the trajectory of her legacy and those that she loved the most. And so as I close here, it's a regret that I have. I will never, ever not have this on my mind and talk to any of my agents and say, rev share, worry about it later. Because I've seen the impact of this right here, and it's of utmost importance. So if I had this conversation, it would be a lot different. If I would have explained to her the willable piece of it, the importance of it, never knowing when, something's going to happen, not because of revenue, but because of legacy, because of what we can build at this company, at other cloud-based revenue share-based companies with willable rev share. this is something that we need to understand. You don't need to be a top recruiter. You don't need to recruit a bunch of agents. You don't need to step outside of your comfort zone. But if you have one or two, it can make a life-changing difference for everybody you leave behind through legacy. We can't control how long we're here, but we can control what we leave behind. And that's where this is. If this is something that hit home to you, please reach out. I would love to discuss how you can, help the legacy of Nicole that we now need to build behind. Or if you're interested in building something like this or having this backup plan for you and your business, it's a no-brainer. It's doing what we already do in this business, collaborating with other agents, combining forces with agents that we, are like-minded with. And the truth is, it is absolutely a game changer for your legacy. And that's what I care about most. So I hope this helps. Again, not a normal topic. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.